Last Elena Mokina won the all-around title here and went on to be the all-around world champion. And on that occasion, her teammate was Natalia Shaposhnikova, who took the bronze medal and is currently leading in this all-around as we come to the floor exercises, one of her great strengths. The second full twisting back somersault, a brilliant start. But this is Shaposhnikova's strength. These very individual and graceful movements, highly original. She's very sensitive to the music, to the Toreador from Carmen. Controlled, fluent performance by this 17-year-old girl from Rostov-on-Don. You can see in slow motion the grace and lissomeness she has. She's very light and agile, nimble gymnast. This final tumbling pass, setting up here for the final full twisting back somersault, and that gives her a score of 9.85. A tremendous mark. Not quite enough to tease a smile from her. If this is a launching pad for new talent, it's certainly found one this year. This is Stella Zakharova, who needs a 9.9 to take the title from Shaposhnikova, and that really would be a surprise. 15 years old from Kiev, and a nostalgic face working for Russian television there of Natalia Kuchinskaya. Oh, and a brilliant start there by Zakharova. A full twisting double back somersault. Another full twisting back. And this girl from the Ukraine just never stops working. Setting up for a final pass. And a double back somersault in pike position, right at the end of her routine. A marvellous work there by Zakharova to finish with such a strong move that very few men are capable of doing. Shows her strength indeed. This girl, very powerfully built, still only 15 years old. You can see here her first move, a brilliant move, a full twisting double back somersault. One of the highest scoring moves in the whole of gymnastics, and the scores come up, it's a 10. The first maximum perfect mark we've seen in international gymnastics since the 1976 Olympic Games. And that's enough to give Zakharova the all-around title here in the Moscow News. Special prizes here for the boys include that hand-carved wooden platter, and for the girls that very attractive lacquered box with the sleigh racing. But really this is about gold medals as well. Stella Zakharova now on the beam, powerful approach, front somersault on. Oh, now that really is very unfortunate. That's an immediate deduction of 0.5. And even more distressing for her, I think, are these photographers and also the men's vault, which is taking place simultaneously, all of which are going to distract her. This is why this competition is so important, teaching these young gymnasts to conquer adversity and fight back from that kind of a wretched start to a routine. Oh, very good. Oh, 2 double back somersaults, really nailed. Zakharova, as you can see, is an extremely powerful girl, which detracts a little from the grace that one looks for on this apparatus. She's not showing the kind of flexibility of movement, and she's almost losing her balance there. Oh, twice. But when it calls for power moves, Zakharova is really unsurpassed in this competition. So setting up now for a spectacular dismount. Double back somersault, absolutely nailed. So a good strong routine on the beam. And you can see here the dismount, when she is good, just how good she can be. Tucks in, 2 somersaults, no trouble at all. Perfectly landed. But the trouble really began right at the start with this very strong running front somersault onto the beam, one of the most difficult moves on the beam. Slightly off balance perhaps, certainly puts her feet down too early. Perhaps didn't have enough height, so it may be a new trick. Nevertheless, the judges can't forgive her. They mark her down 9.15. And so the golden girl Zakharova is obviously destined to lose the beam unless more disasters happen to the other girls in the competition. And it gives a chance for Anca Kiss here from Romania to look for a gold or silver medal. .5 years old. Now, we saw earlier a shot of Natalia Kuchinskaya, who was herself on the gold medal world-winning team in 1966 for the Soviet Union, when she was only 14. And Kuchinskaya is one of the judges here on the beam. Anca Kiss, again, powerfully built. And you can see on her left leg there, part of the penalty you pay for being a world-class gymnast, that very big bruise. Another back somersault. Also a bandaged right ankle. And another back somersault. Very, very similar routine, really, to Zakharova. And both girls rather similarly built. And now the dismount. Another double back somersault, and equally well landed. So Kiss will have scored quite highly there. Looking out of the chance to win another gold medal, looking very nervous. She might well be remembering Strasbourg, where she was handily placed to win a medal, possibly even a gold medal in the individual apparatus on the beam. And she came off. And she has an extremely original routine, utterly different from Zakharova. It doesn't rely on power, it relies on grace. But that's grace disguising great strength. This is an extremely original start. To handstand, and then straddles, and then comes down into a kind of front press at straddle, which requires extraordinary strength. Straddles the beam, 2 beautiful rolls along the beam, and we've seen no one else working across the beam like that. And she has the rapt attention of this audience. And now her trademark, as original as anything Corbett ever did, single hand handstand, and then sinks into that sort of planche position. Absolutely unique and deservedly applauded. somersault off. And that was an extremely good performance. That really was very near to perfect, and she knows it as well. We finally wrung a smile from her. That was extremely good. Almost knocked over by one of the little girls running the results around to the chief judge, which gives her a victory by colossal margin over all the other competitors. So a second gold medal for Shaposhnikova there. She wins by 0.8 of a mark, which is a staggering total. Smiles and waves to the crowd. In second place, Anca Kiss from Romania, and in third place, Zakharova from the Soviet Union. And so finally to the women's floor exercises, and the only American to make the finals here, Heidi Anderson, the 16-year-old high school girl from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Very nervous, but the Americans are improving so much in world gymnastics. They picked up 2 gold medals in the World Championships in Strasbourg, and they got a bronze medal, in fact, from Kathy Johnson on floor exercises. And Heidi Anderson has a similar, highly inventive, unique style. The only thing she was telling me beforehand she's worried about in her first tumbling pass is landing the double back. Oh, there it is. So Heidi's away. Back somersault to a punched front somersault. To that applause. I can't think actually I've ever seen really a better floor X than that. So we've seen Zakharova already get a 10 off this routine, and the judges give her a mark of 9.5, which I think is a little undeserved. I would say it was worth 9.6 or 9.65. Now, only the Russians have brought their own pianist with them, Evgeny Vevrik. Everybody else is working off cassettes. And here's Natalia Shaposhnikova, already won 2 gold medals. There's a full twisting back again, not properly landed. See here Shaposhnikova showing her moves of originality, which is one of the key factors the judges are looking for. As the music moves to Carmen and the crowd begin to applaud. Such a quiet girl until she comes on the floor, and then she really commands this audience. A little toreador. To finish there, she did with a double back pike somersault at the time when you're most tired, most fatigued, and she came out and put in the most powerful big trick in her repertoire. I think the judges will have enjoyed that. 9.8, and that puts her into the lead. Now the little one, only 4'6", Anca Kiss, the baby of the tournament, She's certainly not immature in talent. Again, that double back pike to start her routine. That's Anca Kiss being a little fish. And an altogether very cute performance by Anca Kiss. Interesting that Anderson was original and jazzy, Shaposhnikova so elegant from the judges. But the star of the whole show, the last to go deservedly, Stella Zakharova, the 15-year-old girl from the Ukraine, from Kiev, already won 2 goals, already scored a 10 on the floor earlier in the all-around, and now coming out to win another gold medal, also wearing another bandage on her foot. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely tremendous. Double back with a full twist. Song here called V-Day. It celebrates the Russian victory in the Second World War. Somewhat morbid theme for a 15-year-old girl gymnast. She's certainly got the power it takes. Well, 1 or 2 mistakes. It seems hard to criticise her for such a tremendous display. Not as good as her 10. But I think the effects of 2 days of competition are beginning to show, both physically and emotionally. Nevertheless, this is a remarkable young gymnast. She's, I think, one of the most powerful girls I've ever seen. There's that double back piked. Again, at the end of the competition, showing the sort of strength that she's got. And there's no question that Moscow News has discovered another outstanding young gymnast. 9.9, just short of perfect. So she wins yet another gold medal on the floor exercises and is deservedly voted by the judges here and by the officials as the outstanding gymnast of the meet. Certainly a great find. A threat to Makina and Kim and Filatova and all the rest of the Russian team. She wins the floor from Shaposhnikova, from Kiss and Anderson of America fourth, but the girl will remember